accelerate infrastructure development. The expansion is expected to create between 5,000 to 10,000 direct and indirect jobs, increase tax revenue through VAT, corporate taxes and pay, and deepen Ghana's industrial base. The group chair of B5 Plus Limited is Mr. Mike Takwani.
Your Excellency, everything you see here, from the civil works to the structure fabrication, from the electrical installations to the way bridges, the automobile centers, the residential facilities and factory structures has been designed, fabricated and constructed by Ghanaian hands in Ghana, 100% made in Ghana. Only the machinery was imported. The vision, execution, engineering and commitment are Ghanaians. This is what industrial confidence looks like. With this commissioning, B5 Plus now produces all type of structure steel sections, grinding media balls for the mining industry, expanded pre-engineering building, PEB fabrication facility, heavy industrial structures including warehouses, tankers, trailers and factory systems.
President Mahama outlined an ambitious vision to transform Ghana's infrastructure expansion into a catalyst for industrial growth, positioning iron and steel production at the heart of the country's development strategy.
Under the Big Push infrastructure program, government is investing heavily in roads and highways, railway modernization, bridges and interchanges, energy transmission lines, affordable housing, and industrial parks. All these I have mentioned require iron and steel. Africa has required over 100 billion annually in infrastructure development. West Africa alone faces significant infrastructure deficits. If Ghana develops a strong steel base, we not only build our own roads and bridges, we will also supply steel to the whole sub-region. This is how infrastructure becomes industrial strategy.
President Mahama said Ghana is better positioned to become West Africa's steel hub, coupled with the country's democratic credentials.
Steel products manufactured here in Ningo can serve the ECOWAS construction markets, the Sahelian infrastructure projects, mining operations across West Africa, cement and mineral processing industries across the whole sub-region. Instead of importing steel from Asia or Europe, West Africa can source competitively from Ghana's manufacture. This is a regional value chain integration in real practice.
President Mahama commended B5 Plus management for investing in Ghana's steel industry and expressed confidence the facility will support mining, construction and other heavy industrial sectors with locally made inputs, while reiterating government's commitment to a stable economic environment and incentives for private sector growth.
Ghana is poised to generate up to $300 million annually from processed metal exports following the government's move to restrict the export of non-ferrous scrap. President John Mahama says the policy is a key component of wider industrial transformation strategy aimed at strengthening local manufacturing, securing raw materials for domestic processes, and elevating the country's position on the global value chain. Speaking at the inauguration of B5 Plus Limited steel ball mill and section mill manufacturing plant at Lakleku in the Ningo Prampram Municipal Assembly of the Greater Accra region, President Mahama highlighted that exporting raw scrap has long deprived local industries of vital inputs necessary for expanding production in the steel and metal fabrication sectors.
Industrial capacity requires raw material security. Ghana generates substantial volumes of scrap metal annually. Through construction, demolition, vehicle imports, and industrial activity. For too long, a significant portion of that scrap had been exported in its raw form. By restricting non-ferrous scrap exports, the government ensures local processors have priority access to raw material for their production. This policy of banning non-ferrous scrap is expected to boost processed metal exports by $250 to $300 million annually. It will also create 5,000 to 10,000 new jobs. It will increase tax revenues through value-added tax, corporate taxes, and pay as you earn.
The Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has called for stronger action to promote women's political leadership across West Africa. She says increasing women's participation in decision-making is key to building stronger democracies and inclusive governance systems. She made the remarks at the closing session of a regional consultation organized by the Economic Community of West African States in Accra.
The ministerial meeting organized by the Economic Community of West African States reviewed progress made on gender inclusion whilst outlining new strategies to close representation gaps in governance. A major highlight of the consultation was the launch of the Commemorative Legacy Project on Gender Parity in Elected Bodies 2025 to 2035, a regional framework designed to significantly increase women's representation in political office across member states. Ghana's Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Agnes Namomo-Latte, described women as the pillar in every economy, stressing that sustainable development cannot be achieved without their full inclusion in leadership and decision-making. She noted that empowering more women to enter politics would strengthen democratic governance and accelerate socio-economic development in the region.
The government